I've been living in New Zealand for a little over 2 weeks now, and a lot of people were asking me to compare New Zealand and America as far as cost, living environment, etc. So here are some of the biggest differences that I found so far living here. First one being they don't have Venmo here, they just do bank transfers, which at first sounded a little bit more complicated than it actually was. It's basically Venmo, just you need their bank details rather than their phone number, and sounds a little sketchy because you're giving someone your bank information, which you don't do in America. The next one being there's no AC in a lot of the houses, so everyone leaves their doors, windows wide open most of the time, especially during the summer, because it's way nicer outside and it gets really hot inside. Vegas could never. Being from Vegas, that is a big no-no. You do not leave the doors open, especially if the AC is running. You either die of heat stroke or the bills will skyrocket because the AC will be running non-stop. The birds are everywhere and they're loud too, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like peaceful listening to them outside. The variety of different birds is insane. I'd just be walking down the sidewalk and I see a parrot just fly by me. When in my life have I ever seen a parrot outside of the zoo? Never. So that's kind of cool. The birds here are also very bold, specifically the seagulls. They will get right up in your face, especially if you have food. They don't care. In America, if you get within like 5 feet of a pigeon, they're freaking out. The other thing is there are no creatures or insects that could kill you here. So this one I'm still kind of getting used to, but the waiter never brings you the check. You go up and pay. I think that's partially why people don't get tipped here, is because they get paid enough, first of all, and second of all is because they're not coming to your table every 5 seconds asking you how your food is when you have a mouth full of food, and they're not bringing you your check. A lot of people don't walk their dogs on leashes. You could just be walking in a park and a dog would just be like dilly-dallying through. The owner's like 500 feet away and the dog is still left behind, but the owner doesn't really care. It's kind of funny. The dogs here just chill like that. America could never. Ground turkey just doesn't exist here. They don't even really sell turkey in general. They have mince, which is basically ground beef, but I don't eat red meat, so I'm gonna have to find a new source of protein other than chicken, unfortunately. The last thing is, people here are very blunt, and not in a bad way. I've said it once and I'll say it again. The people here are the nicest people I've ever met, but they will tell you how it is. I feel like in America, people kind of try to beat around the bush. Nobody is telling you straight up how they feel or what they think, ever. I am quite guilty of that, but that's besides the point. Anyways, I'm gonna make a part 2 because I have a long list of these things, but I don't have a lot of time in these little videos, so stay tuned for part 2.